So remember yesterday in my News of the Week episode, I talk about most likely Thierry Henry is going to be staying with Montreal because the rumor of him potentially becoming the next manager of Bournemouth seems to die down now that Bournemouth look like they have found themselves a new manager and that it's actually going to be an interim manager that's going to be taking that role on a short-term basis. Well, in a surprising overnight twist, Thierry Henry is no longer the head coach of Montreal, as this morning he has officially announced his resignation of that position and even wrote a letter to the fans and also to the club of why he decided to resign from that position. And to just kind of put it short, the reason why he decided to resign from the position is because of family. He wrote in the letter that he does miss his kids and his family that is currently living in London, and he does feel like if he decided to relocate them to the US, it's going to be too much of a burden because of the ongoing COVID restriction and protocol that the States and also in Canada is currently put in. And honestly, I've said this throughout the entire time we've been in this pandemic where I respect any foreign players or even any foreign head coach that they might have issue with communicate with their family, or they might miss their family because they can't travel back to their native country or where their family is based in because of this COVID protocol. And I respect them for decided that it's just too much of a burden and that they want to go back to where their family is based in. I mean, this is definitely a very tough time for a lot of these foreign players and even foreign head coach to kind of be in right now, and we have already seen a lot of them that feels like the burden is just way too much to take, and that they decided to maybe head back to Europe and play in their native country league, or in this case with Thierry Henry decided to step down as the head coach of an MLS team and now heading back to Europe to reunite with his family. But that being said, for Montreal, I talk about how before, losing Thierry Henry, I don't think it's the worst thing for them because, Thierry Henry, he didn't really do a relatively good job in his first season with Montreal. And that, yes, he did get that team to the playoffs for the first time since 2016, but you kind of also have to put a big asterisk knowing the fact that the playoffs was expanded. And if the playoffs wasn't expanded and also the Eastern Conference had some of the worst team in the league, and that, you had to be the really bad to not make it to the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Well, it seemed like Montreal was the benefit of the doubt that they were just good enough to basically sneak into the ninth seed and also make it to the playoffs. Now, that being said, I am not discrediting what Thierry Henry did with Montreal, and that I think even though he was kind of inconsistent in terms of getting result for Montreal, he was still able to get some key result for this team to, of course, make it to the playoffs, which previous Montreal manager wasn't able to do so. But that being said, I don't think this loss of Thierry Henry as the head coach of this team is going to really hurt them. But what will hurt Montreal is that they need to quickly find themselves a new head coach, and that we are only 10 days away from preseason is about to start. And you're going, anytime when a team is in a situation where they do not have a head coach heading into preseason, that is a very sticky situation to have. So I'm assuming Montreal is gonna right away now look to trying to bring in a head coach into their team, or maybe even bring in someone that is within their coaching role, maybe even promote their assistant head coach to become the next head coach of this team just on an interim basis or even in a permanent basis, so that they got to make sure they have a permanent head coach before the preseason and also before the regular season does start. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're a Montreal fan, let me know in the comments below what do you think of this, and that what do you think of Thierry Henry, of course, no longer the head coach of your team, and also who do you think is potentially going to be the next head coach of this team. So far, I have no idea who exactly it is, because again, anytime when a head coach is being fired or decided to step down from their club, it's always too early to kind of predict who exactly is going to replace him in that position. But in these upcoming days, we'll probably start to get some names, and that for in these next news of the week episode, don't be surprised. I will once again talk about Montreal a lot in terms of their head coaching search, because after all, in terms of the news of the week, I always talk about coaching first whenever I do that type of video. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this video? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.